The reality of financial discovery in a complex divorce is usually a nightmare. You are dealing with thousands of pages of redacted bank statements, disconnected tax forms, and shoebox receipts. Finding hidden assets or proving an income discrepancy by hand means paying specialized professionals for hundreds of billable hours just to cross-reference the mess. Thrive Financial's Command Center dashboards are designed to fix this. This screen shows how the software automates the translation from raw paper into structured visual evidence, instantly outlining total asset and debt distributions. But here is the reality check. This software is not a magic wand. These visualizations are entirely dependent on how rigorously you input the data. If you feed it incomplete discovery, or if you skip merging duplicate accounts in the settings, the system will give you beautifully rendered but legally useless conclusions. The software automates the mathematical calculations, which shifts your responsibility to managing the case's data architecture and ensuring the inputs are complete. Today, we are going to deconstruct exactly how you prepare that raw data and how to use the software's 3 distinct views to gain actual strategic leverage in your case. We start with the All Accounts dashboard. This is the primary tool for a self-directed spouse who needs macro-level clarity while avoiding the high hourly costs of a traditional audit. Before you get those insights, you must do the work. First, upload and parse all your joint and personal statements. This document parser coverage grid shows exactly where you stand. Green means you have the records, and red highlights missing months. Second, you have to map the territory. In the account directory settings, you must manually link the parsed account numbers to verified owners or specific businesses. This summary view generates a unified visualization of the marital estate. You get an immediate read on total assets, total debts, and estimated net worth. The total asset distribution chart breaks down categories like real estate, retirement, and vehicles as percentages. By visualizing the estate this way, you can establish a baseline for fair negotiation without getting bogged down in transaction-level noise. There is a strict vulnerability to this view, though. Miss a single primary checking account during that parsing phase, and the entire macro visualization is skewed. The All Accounts view is an effective reality check for settlement negotiations, but its accuracy depends entirely on the absolute completeness of your initial discovery gathering. For family law attorneys and paralegals dealing with disjointed evidence, we zoom in to the spouse view, a targeted analysis layer built strictly for tracing flows through messy data. To understand how this works, look at the data extraction flow. You feed raw P2P app histories and sworn financial affidavits into the system, and the software's AI categorization engine processes them to actively hunt for discrepancies. The result is this personal cash movement topology chart. It visually traces exactly where a target spouse's money originates, and specifically where it flows. Attorneys use this specific topology chart to instantly spot gaps. If a spouse is spending far more on their lifestyle than their observed inflows can support, or if money is bleeding out into hidden transfers, the chart makes it obvious. This bar chart provides a direct annual comparison for litigation. It places the target spouse's observed bank deposits directly next to the income they declared in their sworn financial affidavit. There is a major trap to watch out for here. If the target spouse transfers money between different accounts that have not been properly consolidated in the system, the software will trigger false fraud alerts. The required fix is rigorous account normalization. You have to go into the Bank Profiles tab and merge different aliases for the same bank or wallet provider into a single canonical profile. When you take the time to properly normalize those aliases, this dashboard gives an attorney the visual logic needed to prove affidavit perjury and the grounds to justify highly targeted discovery requests. Next, we shift to the business view, which acts as a first-pass analysis layer for professionals. Because it automates the extraction of distributions and benefits from profit and loss statements, a forensic accountant can process the initial evidence review in a fraction of the time it takes to enter data manually. The input requirements here are stringent. You must upload distinct business profit and loss statements, tax returns, and general ledgers into the document parser. Once uploaded, the algorithm goes to work, specifically isolating business-funded spouse activity, meaning it flags personal lifestyle expenses that are being quietly paid for by a business entity. This yields a dashboard that compares reported business income against reality. As you can see here, it algorithmically traces the top cash flow destinations, showing exactly where the company cash is actually being spent. Look at this widget flagging $1 million in total benefit. This automates the grueling work of proving imputed income or spotting fraudulent conveyance indicators, giving you a massive head start before launching a deep manual investigation. Keep in mind the trade-off. This forensic-level view is strictly tier-gated, and it relies on document types that are much more complex than standard personal checking statements. It also carries a strict legal dependency. The dashboard cannot analyze what it does not have, making it useless unless you or your attorney have successfully subpoenaed these business records in the first place. However, if you have the higher-tier access and those hard-won discovery documents, this view delivers proof of commingled funds, bypassing the massive data entry traditionally required of a CPA. Ultimately, Thrive Financial's dashboards act as a translation layer. They convert raw, messy marital estate data into definitive, exhibit-ready visual logic. To get the highest return on your effort, you need to match your specific role in the divorce to the right workflow. If you are a self-directed spouse, focus your energy on the all accounts view. It is your best tool for establishing a clear baseline of fairness to prepare for mediation. If you are an attorney, utilize the spouse view. Use it to quickly prove affidavit gaps and build leverage for targeted discovery requests. And if you are a forensic accountant, rely on the business view to automate that initial tracing of commingled funds at scale. But heed this final warning. Do not skip the initial data hygiene steps. The insights on these dashboards are only as bulletproof as the time you spend parsing and normalizing the records in the settings. Respect those data prerequisites, and these dashboards will provide you with the leverage you need to identify hidden assets